This is a video of a young 5-year-old having his second free jump session. He would have free jumped the first time as a young horse, but this will be, he's only just recently been started under saddle. Now it's not perfect, as you'll see in a minute, which is partly why I put it up, just so I can show different ways of helping a young horse to work through some issues free jumping. So you can see here he's refused the fence, mostly because he actually hit the rail behind, just because of a little distance issue, and then he worried about the rails coming down, which then caused him to refuse that fence. Now at this stage I don't see that as a big deal at all. He was more just thinking behind him, so I'm actually going to give him an opportunity to still get to the other side of the fence. I think when they're learning and at this stage it's a really good thing if they stop, pop it down, let them get to the other side, get confidence and then move on. Now here that's actually me. I've asked him to turn his hindquarters and come with me, but I hadn't quite got both eyes, so I had to just gently grab the halter there, and then I'm actually letting him turn around and watch. As I'm putting everything back together, I like the fact that he hasn't got too upset about it, he's not running around, and you'll see in a minute about now he actually starts to chew. And so he's processing everything, you can see his ears going, and I love the fact that he's just calmly standing there watching the whole process. I could at this stage make that vertical into a little cross rail, but because I don't believe the stop was actually had anything to do with that particular vertical, and it's quite small anyway, would have only been 50-60 centimetres. It was more about the noise behind him that worried him a little bit. So I'm just going to give him the opportunity to pop back through again. Plus, I'm interested to know what will he do this time round. It gives me a bit of an idea of temperament-wise as to how he's going to behave out when he's show jumping. So I liked them always to come back to me and just feel quite calm and relaxed beside me. I think it's really important when they're free jumping that they're really thinking through the process and that they have time to absorb all the information and stay quite calm through this, because it can really make a big difference if they start to rush at their fences at a young age when you're free jumping. They'll also do that when you're riding them. So seeing this horse is only very new under saddle, and I'm just preparing him today actually for a ride, which is why I thought I'll free jump him. But he was certainly a whole lot happier that time round. And so I'll let him come in, and also I like my horses in between free jumps to come into me. It doesn't matter if they don't come straight away. The more confident they get and the more experience they get after they've jumped, they will actually turn and come trot up to me and just stand there and relax, which is a good way for them to stop and process. So you'll see I'm just watching him here. He's actually just stopped and he's been looking at me, not sure whether to come in. So I'm just giving him that space and giving him that time, and then inviting him to come in. I like to give them a good pat and a good rub in between rounds. Sometimes I'll send them 2 or 3 times if need be, plus sometimes if they need a bit of momentum I'll send them around a couple of times, but I do like them to come in regularly, stop, get a pat, and it gives me an idea. At this time I'm also just looking at how their breathing is, how they're feeling. I can tell whether they're quite emotional about this or whether they're coping and they're quite calm, and it gives me information as to whether they're ready to put the fences up or adjust the fences, or whether it's a good time to stop. I've asked him to come around and jump this again just to make sure that he's confident.